The sky of planet Zereth 9 was dark and broken, filled with red clouds and burning wind. This world was not meant for humans. Even the air felt angry. But Captain Ethan Cole was still alive, and that alone made him dangerous. Ethan moved slowly. Across the rocky land, his armor damaged, his helmet cracked. His ship had crashed hours ago during a scouting mission. Command was silent. No signal. No help was coming. Still, he walked forward. Humans always did. A sharp sound suddenly cut through the wind. It was not an animal. It was a cry. Ethan stopped. He activated his scanner. No enemies nearby. No weapons fire. Just that sound again, weak, shaking, and full of pain. Someone was alive. Against protocol, Ethan followed the sound. He climbed over black stone hills until he saw her. She was not human. The alien girl lay near a broken crystal tree, her silver-blue skin glowing faintly. Blood dark purple stained the ground beneath her. One of her legs was badly wounded, burned by plasma. She looked young, fragile. Ethan raised his weapon. Just in case. She did not move. Her chest rose slowly. Barely. She's dying, Ethan said quietly. Human rules were clear. Do not interfere with unknown alien species. Do not change local fate. Do not play hero. Ethan ignored all of them. He knelt beside her and scanned her injuries. Her biology was strange, but pain was universal. Life was universal. He used a med pack, adjusting the settings by instinct. Human medicine was not made for aliens, but it was better than nothing. As he worked, the alien girl suddenly opened her eyes. They were large, glowing gold. Fear filled them instantly. She tried to move, but pain forced a small cry from her lips. Ethan raised his empty hands. I'm not going to hurt you, he said calmly. I'm human. I help. She did not understand his words, but she understood his tone. Slowly, her fear changed into confusion. Then darkness took her again. Minutes passed. The wind screamed. Ethan finished sealing her wound and lifted her carefully. She was lighter than she looked. That was when his scanner warned him. Multiple energy signatures. Fast. Ethan turned. Tall figures approached from the mist. Alien warriors, armored in living metal, weapons glowing. Their eyes locked onto Ethan instantly. He placed the alien girl gently on the ground and stood up, weapon ready. I found her injured, he said. Even though he knew they might not understand, the warriors surrounded him. One of them stepped forward. Taller, stronger, clearly a leader. He looked at the wounded girl, then at Ethan. Then spoke in a deep, echoing voice. You touched the daughter of Lyring, Ethan frowned. I saved her. The air changed. The warriors did not attack. Instead, they lowered their weapons slightly. Shock spread through them. The leader stepped closer, studying Ethan like a strange animal. You are not of our stars, the alien said. Yet you chose to save her life. Ethan held his ground. Because it was right. The alien girl slowly woke again. She saw the warriors and then Ethan standing between her and them. Her eyes widened. He was protecting her. She spoke weakly, in her language. The warriors listened carefully. When she finished, silence fell. The leader turned back to Ethan. You will come with us, human. Ethan tightened his grip on his weapon. And if I refuse? The alien leader smiled cold and calm. Then you will die. And her fate will be far worse. Ethan looked at the girl. Fear was in her eyes again, but also something new. Hope. He lowered his weapon. Fine, Levin said. I'll come. The alien city rose from the ground like a living dream. Towers of light and crystal surrounded them. Ethan had never seen technology like this. He was taken before a great circle of elders. Ancient beings glowing with power and age. They looked at him with interest. One elder spoke. You are human, weak in body, short in life. Another elder continued. Yet you broke no law. You followed no command. The first elder's eyes burned bright. You saved what was not yours to save. Ethan crossed his arms. I saved a life. The elders whispered among themselves. Finally, the oldest elder spoke words that froze Ethan's blood. By saving her, the elder said slowly, you have bound yourself to our oldest tradition. Ethan felt a chill. What tradition? He asked. The alien girl was brought forward, standing beside him now. She looked at the ground, ashamed and afraid. The elder finished his sentence. A bond that cannot be refused. Ethan's heart sank. He had saved a life and changed his own forever. Ethan did not sleep. The alien city was silent, but his mind was loud. Strange lights moved across the crystal walls of the chamber where he was kept. Guards stood outside, watching him without blinking. He was not a prisoner, but he was not free. Across the room, the alien girl sat quietly on a low platform. Her wound was healing fast, faster than any human injury. Alien technology surrounded her, glowing softly. She did not look at Ethan. Shame pressed heavily on her face. Finally, she spoke in broken human language, translated by a small floating device. You should not have saved me. Ethan looked at her in surprise. What? She raised her eyes slowly. They were filled with fear, not anger. Our laws are old, she said softly. Too old. Before Ethan could answer, the doors opened. The elders entered. Their presence felt heavy, like gravity itself had increased. The room seemed smaller when they were inside it. The oldest elder stepped forward. Human Ethan, he said. You stand at the center of our greatest tradition. Ethan crossed his arms. I didn't agree to any tradition. The elder did not react. Our laws do not require agreement, the elder replied calmly. Only action. The alien girl stood up quickly. Please, she said to the elders. He did not know. The elders ignored her. One of them activated a glowing symbol in the air. Images appeared, ancient, dark, and strange. This is the law of sacred debt, the elder explained. When a noble female's life is saved by an outsider male, balance must be restored. Ethan frowned. Balance how? The elder's eyes glowed brighter. By binding her future to the one who saved her. Silence filled the chamber. Ethan laughed once, sharply. You're talking about marriage? The alien girl flinched. The elders shook their heads slowly. No, the elder said. Something far deeper. Another elder spoke. The one who saves her must accept her purity. Only then is her honor preserved. Ethan's smile vanished. What? He said quietly. The alien girl turned away, her hands shaking. Ethan stepped forward. You're forcing this? That's not honor. That's cruelty. A low hum filled the room. The elders were not offended. They were confused. You humans speak of choice, the oldest elder said. We speak of survival. Ethan shook his head. You're punishing her because I helped her. The alien girl fell to her knees. If he refuses, she whispered, I will be marked as broken. Ethan looked at her sharply. What does that mean? She swallowed hard. Exile or death? Anger burned inside Ethan's chest. So, this is your justice? He growled. Kill the victim? The elders remained calm. For thousands of cycles, one elder said, this law has kept our people stable. Ethan pointed at the girl. She's terrified. The elder looked at her. She's afraid because she still believes humans have hearts. That hit harder than any weapon. Ethan turned away, clenching his fists. He was a soldier. He had faced death. He had followed impossible orders. But this was different. I won't do it, Ethan said firmly. Find another way. The chamber darkened. The elders whispered among themselves. Finally, the oldest elder spoke again. Then she will suffer the punishment. The alien girl looked up at Ethan. Tears rolled down her glowing skin. I never wanted this, she said softly. But I don't want to die. Ethan felt trapped. Every choice was wrong. If he agreed, he became part of a system he hated. If he refused, she would be destroyed. The guards moved closer. Time was running out. Ethan took a slow breath. He looked at the alien girl again. She was not evil. She was not powerful. She was just someone born into a cruel law. Ethan stepped forward. If I do this, he said slowly, it's not because of your tradition. The elders watched closely. It will be because I choose to protect her, Ethan continued. And after that, your law will change. The elders stared at him. Then something unexpected happened. The alien city's lights flickered. A deep tone echoed through the air. The elders turned in shock. The ancient systems are responding. One elder whispered. The oldest elder narrowed his eyes. The bond has accepted him, he said quietly. Ethan felt a strange warmth spread through his chest. The alien girl looked at him, shocked. What does that mean? Ethan asked. The elder answered with a voice filled with fear and awe. It means, he said, this tradition was never meant for humans. The chamber was quiet again. Too quiet. Ethan stood in the center, his heart still beating fast from the elder's words. This tradition was never meant for humans. That sentence stayed in his mind like a warning. The alien girl was taken away by healers, but before she left, she looked back at Ethan. Not with fear, with confusion, and something close to trust. Ethan was guided to a resting chamber made of smooth crystal stone. The walls glowed softly, changing colors with his heartbeat. It felt alive, like the city itself was watching him. He sat down slowly. For the first time since the crash, Ethan felt tired. Not physically, mentally. Humans train for war, survival, and sacrifice. But no training prepared him for this kind of choice. He had saved a life. Now that life was tied to his forever, a soft sound pulled him from his thoughts. The alien girl stood at the doorway. She was walking on her own now. Her wound was almost gone. Alien healing was fast, but her eyes still carried pain. The guards stayed outside. This moment was private. You didn't have to stay, she said quietly, her translator humming. Ethan looked at her. Yes, I did. She stepped inside. Slowly. My name is Lyra, Ethan, he replied. Just Ethan. She nodded, like the name mattered. They stood in silence for a moment. Then Lyra spoke again. Our people believe humans are simple, she said. Short lives, weak bodies, loud emotions. Ethan gave a small smile. Not wrong. Lyra shook her head gently. You are different. Ethan looked at her. How? You choose pain, she said, even when you don't have to. That hit deeper than she knew. Lyra lowered her eyes. If you walk away, I understand, Ethan frowned. You said they would kill you. She nodded slowly. Yes, and you still say you understand? Ethan asked. Lyra's voice was Lyfan asked. Soft, because freedom matters, even if it is short. Ethan stood up. Humans believed in freedom too, but humans also believed in standing between the innocent and cruelty. He walked closer to her. You think I'm staying because of your law? He asked. Lyra did not answer. I'm staying, Ethan said firmly, because someone has to say your law is wrong. Lyra's eyes widened. No one has ever said that, she whispered. Ethan smiled slightly. Then I guess I'm the first. A deep horn echoed through the city. The ritual was being prepared. Lyra stiffened. Fear returned to her body. Ethan noticed. Placed his hand over his heart, a human sign of promise. I won't hurt you, he said. I swear. Lyra studied him carefully. You are afraid too, she said. Ethan nodded. Yes, but fear doesn't decide my actions. They were guided to the circle of stars, an open space under the alien sky. Ancient symbols glowed on the ground. The elders waited, silent and watchful. The air felt heavy. This was no celebration, this was judgment. The oldest elder spoke. Step forward. Ethan and Lyra moved together. The bond requires consent, the elder said. Not of desire, but of responsibility. Ethan looked at Lyra. If you want me to stop, say it now. Lyra took a slow breath. I do not want to be owned, she said clearly. But I choose you because you see me. The elders reacted with surprise. That was not the usual answer. Ethan stepped forward. And I choose her, he said. Not as a law, but as a person. The ground began to glow. Energy rose around them, warm and bright. Ethan felt something touch his mind, not control. Not force but connection. He could feel Lyra's fear, her hope. Her strength. Lyra gasped softly. I can feel you. So can I, Ethan said quietly. The elders stepped back in shock. This is impossible. One whispered. The bond is mutual, another said. That has never happened. The light faded. Silence returned. Ethan was still himself. Lyra was still herself. But something had changed. The oldest elder looked at Ethan with new eyes. You have broken the meaning of our tradition, he said slowly. Ethan met his gaze. Good. Lyra stood taller now. No longer ashamed, no longer afraid. But far above the city, unseen by all of them, ancient systems awakened. And elsewhere in the galaxy. Something noticed the human. The change did not happen at once. It began with a sound. Deep pulse moved through the alien city, slow and powerful, like a giant heart waking from sleep. The crystal towers glowed brighter than before, their light turning from soft blue to sharp white. Ethan felt it first. A strange pressure touched his chest, then spread through his body. It was not pain. It felt like the city was testing him. Lyra stepped closer to him. The city systems, she whispered. They are ancient, older than our history. Ethan looked around as symbols appeared in the air, floating and shifting. None of the elders were controlling them. The city was acting on its own. One of the elders spoke in fear. This should not be possible. The ground beneath Ethan's feet glowed. A thin line of light reached up and touched his armor. His damaged suit powered on by itself. Warnings disappeared. Systems repaired. Ethan took a sharp breath. That tech isn't human, he muttered. Lyra shook her head slowly. It is responding to you. The elders backed away. No outsider had ever been accepted by the city core. Not in thousands of cycles. A voice echoed across the circle of stars. Not spoken by mouth, but by the city itself. Guardian identified. The words were translated instantly. Silence fell. Ethan frowned. Guardian of what? The voice did not answer. Instead, the symbol shifted again. Images appeared. Old battles, broken worlds, and stars burning out. Lyra's eyes widened. These are warnings, she said. The city only speaks when danger comes. The oldest elder looked at Ethan carefully now. You are more than a rescuer, he said slowly. You are a variable. Ethan crossed his arms. I didn't come here to be anything. The elder replied, that is why you are dangerous. Before Ethan could respond, alarms rang across the city. High and sharp, Lyra turned toward the sky. Ships, she said. Foreign ships. Holograms showed dark shapes entering orbit. Their design was sharp and aggressive, built for war. One of the elders whispered, the Xeric Dominion. FN. Recognized the name from human records. Raiders. Slavers. They followed me, Ethan said quietly. Lyra looked at him. No, they sensed the bond. The city lights dimmed as defensive systems activated. Ethan felt something pull at his thoughts again, faster now, clearer. The city was sharing data with him. Maps, shields, weapon grids. He did not understand how, but his mind handled it. Human minds were built to adapt. Ethan moved toward a control platform. The elders watched. Frozen. You cannot touch that, one said. Ethan placed his hand on the surface. The platform lit up instantly. Access granted. Lyra gasped. Only elders, not today, Ethan said. Enemy ships opened fire. Energy beams struck the city shield. The sky burned red. Ethan studied the data. The alien systems were powerful but slow. Defensive, predictable. Human strategy was not. Your shields are too even, Ethan said quickly. They'll break through. The elders looked confused. Ethan adjusted the shield pattern, creating weak points on purpose. Lyra stared at him. You're letting them in? Ethan shook his head. I'm setting a trap. Enemy weapons hit the weak zones and were pulled into feedback loops, overloading their own systems. One ship exploded, then another, the Xeric. Commander hesitated. Humans loved hesitation. Ethan redirected power, focusing all defense into a narrow arc. The city fired a single focused beam. It cut through space. Like judgment, the enemy fleet pulled back. For now, silence. Returned slowly. The elders stared at Ethan in disbelief. You fought like you built the city, one elder said. Ethan looked up at the sky. I just listened. Lyra smiled, not a shy smile, a proud one, but deep in space. The Xeric commander watched the retreating fleet. A human, he hissed, bonded to the city. He opened a secure channel. Prepare the invasion force, he ordered. The human must be taken or destroyed. Back on the planet, the oldest elder bowed his head slightly. This changes everything, he said. Ethan looked at Lyra. No, he replied. This is just the beginning. The city did not celebrate. After the attack, there were no songs, no lights of victory. The people of Lyring watched the sky in silence, knowing the enemy would return stronger. Ethan stood on a high platform, looking out over the glowing city. For the first time, he felt the weight of command without being given a rank. Lyra stood beside him. The council is divided, she said. Some fear you, others fear losing you. Ethan gave a dry smile. Sounds familiar. The elders gathered. Soon after, their expressions were tense, uncertain. One elder spoke first. The Xeric will return with war fleets. Our defenses are strong, but not enough. Another elder added, and they will come for the human. All eyes turned to Ethan. He stepped forward calmly. Then let them come. Murmurs spread. You speak as if you are not afraid. An elder said. Ethan looked at him. I am afraid. But fear doesn't stop humans. It teaches us. Lyra stepped forward. You saw the battle, she said to the elders. He did not fight for power. He fought to protect. Some elders looked away, ashamed. A younger elder stood. Our traditions warn against outsiders, yet every system obeyed him. The oldest elder raised his hand. The bond has changed our fate, he said. We must decide how. Before anyone could answer, a transmission appeared in the air. The Xeric commander's face filled the chamber, cold, cruel, confident. People of Lyring, he sneered. Surrender the human, break the bond, and you may live. Silence followed. Lyra stepped forward without hesitation. No, she said clearly. The commander laughed. You choose extinction? Lyra lifted her chin. We choose dignity. The commander's eyes narrowed. Then you choose war. The image vanished. Ethan turned to the council. This isn't just about me anymore. The oldest elder nodded slowly. No, it is about what we become. Word spread through the city. Not just nobles, but workers, engineers, guards. Everyone knew a human had stood between them and destruction. People gathered in the lower levels. Watching Ethan from a distance, a child pointed. That's him. Ethan noticed their fear and their hope. Lyra spoke quietly. They believe in you. Ethan shook his head. They shouldn't. But they do, she replied. Training began. Alien warriors learned human tactics, movement, deception, flexibility. Ethan showed them how humans fought not with strength, but with planning. Never fight fair, he told them. Fight smart. For the first time, alien soldiers laughed. Respect replaced doubt. Days later, scouts reported massive enemy fleets approaching. The Xeric were coming in force. Lyra stood before the council once more. Our laws once said a female must be protected by tradition, she said. Today, I protect my people by choice. She turned to Ethan. I stand with humanity, she declared. The elders bowed their heads. Then we stand with you, the oldest elder said. Ethan looked at Lyra. You don't have to fight. She smiled. Neither did you, but you did. Above the planet, space twisted as enemy fleets arrived, the largest invasion force Lyrian had ever seen. Ethan took a slow breath. Humans don't win by being stronger, he said. We win by refusing to fall. Lyra placed her hand over her heart. The city's weapons powered up. The final battle was coming, and the galaxy was about to learn why humans should never be underestimated. Space burned. Above the planet Lyrian, thousands of enemy ships moved like a dark storm. The Xeric Dominion had come with everything they had. This was not a warning attack. This was extermination. Inside the command chamber, alarms echoed nonstop. Holograms showed enemy fleets spreading out, preparing to strike from all sides. They outnumber us 5-1. An alien commander said nervously. Ethan stood calm. Good, he replied. That means they'll be careless. Lyra looked at him. This is not a battle, it's a siege, Ethan nodded. Then we don't defend, we confuse. He moved his hands across the control field. Alien systems reacted instantly, accepting his commands without question. Phase 1, Ethan said. Shut down half the city's lights. The elders stared. That will make us vulnerable. Ethan shook his head. No, it makes us human. The city went dark. From space. Lyrian looked weak, silent, afraid. The Xeric commander smiled. They are breaking, he said. Advance. Enemy ships moved closer. Too close. Ethan waited. Now he whispered. Hidden defense satellites powered. On behind the enemy fleet, human-style ambush. Alien-level firepower. Energy tore through space. Enemy ships exploded in waves. The Xeric fleet panicked. They tricked us. A Xeric officer shouted. Ethan redirected power again. Ground forces landed near the city walls. Lyra stood in battle armor now, her eyes sharp. I will fight, she said. Ethan looked at her. Stay close. They moved into the streets together. Xeric soldiers were taller, stronger, built for violence. But they fought alone. Lyrian soldiers fought as units. Human tactics guided them. Crossfire, traps, false retreats. Xeric strength meant nothing. A Xeric warrior charged. Ethan moved aside and used the enemy's weight against him. The alien crashed into a wall. Lyra disabled another with precise energy strikes. They were not brutal. They were efficient. The Xeric commander watched the battle feed in disbelief. These are not warriors, he growled. They are planners. Desperate, he ordered his flagship forward. I will end this myself. The flagship entered low orbit and fired a planet-killer weapon. The city shields began to fail. Ethan felt the bond surge. The city responded to him. Fully now. Redirect all power, Ethan ordered. Into one strike. That will leave us exposed, an elder warned. Ethan met his gaze. Only for a second. The city's core glowed brighter than a star. Lyra grabbed Ethan's arm. Trust yourself. The beam fired. It cut straight through the flagship's core. The Xeric command ship exploded in silence. Enemy forces froze. Without orders, without leadership, they began to retreat. Across the city, the fighting slowed. Then stopped. Victory had come, but at a cost. Ethan dropped to one knee, exhausted. The bond flickered, unstable. Lyra caught him. You gave too much, she said, fear in her voice. Ethan smiled weakly. Humans do that. The elders gathered around them. "The war is over," the oldest elder said. "Because of a human." Ethan looked up at the sky. "No," he replied softly. "Because we stood together." But far away, in the dark between stars, other powers were watching, learning, preparing. The sky over Lyran was quiet again. No enemy ships, no burning light. Only stars, calm and distant, as if the galaxy itself was watching and waiting. Ethan lay in a healing chamber, surrounded by soft light. His armor was gone. His body was tired, but alive. The bond still existed, weaker now, but steady. Lyra sat beside him. She did not speak. She did not need to. When Ethan finally opened his eyes, the first thing he saw was her face. "You stayed," he said softly. Lyra smiled. "You taught us how." News of the battle spread faster than any ship. Across nearby systems, stories traveled of a human who turned fear into strategy, and of an alien city that chose unity over tradition. The elders gathered one final time. This meeting was different. There were no threats. No commands. Only decisions. The oldest elder stood before the council and spoke words that had never been spoken in Lyran history. "Our ancient law has failed us," he said. "It protected order, but destroyed choice." Lyra stepped forward. "For generations, we were taught that purity was taken by tradition," she said calmly. "But nothing taken by force is sacred." The chamber was silent. Then the elder turned to Ethan. "You were never meant to survive." "Our law," he said. "Yet you changed it." Ethan shook his head. "I didn't change it alone." The elder nodded. "From this day forward," he declared, "no bond shall exist without willing choice. No life shall be punished for survival." The law was broken and rewritten. Across the city, people gathered as the announcement echoed through the streets. Some cried. Some laughed. Some simply stood in shock. For the first time, they were free. Lyra looked at Ethan. "This means you can leave," she said quietly. Ethan sat up slowly. "And what do you want?" She took a breath. "I want to choose," she said. "Not because of law, not because of debt." Ethan nodded. "Then choose." Lyra placed her hand in his. "I choose you. Not as tradition, not as duty, but as equals." Human ships arrived days later, responding to Ethan's lost signal. They expected ruins. They found a world standing. Alien leaders greeted them not with weapons, but respect. "This human is under our protection," the elder said, "as we are under his." The human commander stared in disbelief. "A human rewrote your laws?" The elder answered simply. He reminded us what life is worth. When Ethan returned to human space, he did not return as a conqueror. He returned as proof that humans did not need to dominate the stars. They only needed to stand firm. Lyra watched the stars beside him, no longer afraid of the future. Somewhere in the galaxy, other civilizations listened and learned that humans may look fragile, but when faced with injustice, they do not break. They change the universe.